another love song. Girl, you got me sprung on. Love it like you know you fixed it. Turn me crazy like I did some. Really knew you was the one.
What's up, YouTube family? What's up, YouTube family? It's your girl Niecy, back with another video. Guys, I have to apologize. I have not been recording. I have not been uploading or anything like that. There's really no excuse for it, but my sincerest apologies. Sometimes when it comes to this YouTube thing, making videos and stuff, I'm gonna just be transparent, keep it a buck with you. Sometimes us as YouTubers, we can get a little bit discouraged at times, and we can get, I don't know what you would call it, kind of like you know how writers get writer block? Well, sometimes we can kind of get that block too, where content is not coming to us, or, you know, if we are seeing, you know, our numbers are not really going up how we think they should be. Sometimes it can be a little discouraging, you know, and you just sit back. This day is passing, that day is passing, and you're really not making content. However, we are back, and I love YouTube. We love YouTube, so we're not going anywhere. You know, sometimes, like I said, it may get discouraging, but we're not going anywhere. Love YouTube. Love it. Love the supporters that we do have. So yeah, so on that note, before I continue, like, comment, and subscribe, please. Thank you. I thank you in advance for like, comment, and subscribing. Share this video. Today I'm going to be doing a mukbang. I have just a little something that I ordered, some pizza and chicken wings from one of our favorite spots in Niagara Falls. It's called the Avenue Bar and Grill. I'm just going to be eating a little something. Didn't really have time to cook today. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a mukbang and just doing like a story time today for you. Okay, so yeah. So today's story time is, I guess, the whole overall moral of the story time, and the reason why I'm telling it is because sometimes on our journey with doing anything, trying to find a career, trying to get a job, trying to reach certain aspirations, we have a tendency of getting discouraged. And I think this story that I'm going to tell today, story time of when I first started college for nursing, I think it'll probably be kind of like an inspiration and encouragement to some people. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on. So if you guys have dreams and aspirations, no matter what is going on, no matter what it looks like, you have to pretty much press forward. You have to have a tenacity. You have to have motivation and drive. You have to definitely motivate yourself, because there's going to be times where nobody else can motivate you. Nothing that anyone says is going to help you or encourage you. It may not even uplift you. You know, sometimes us as people, when we're going through things, you know, and people have good intentions, they may say, oh, you know, it's going to be all right, things are going to start looking up, yada yada yada. And you know, sometimes we don't really want to hear that. Okay, we may not know exactly what we want to hear, but we just know that we don't want to hear that it's going to be all right, because it just don't seem like it's going to be all right. There's no light at the end of the tunnel, so like, what are you talking about? But that's what I mean when I say you have to motivate yourself. Okay, when I first went to college about maybe about 16, 17 years ago, or what have you, I wanted to be a nurse. I knew I wanted to be a nurse. And at the time I was a single mother, and at the time I had 2 children. Okay, so was it difficult? It was extremely difficult, because obviously with having 2 children, Now you have the problem of trying to find a babysitter, and then obviously you have to work because you got to make money to pay the bills, to feed your kids, so on and so forth. And you know, the way my life kind of started out, I kind of missed the opportunity to go to school before I had kids. I mean, I didn't really miss the opportunity. I didn't take the opportunity. I'll say it like that. I didn't take the opportunity. Instead, I, you know, like a lot of typical American girls, I pretty much got wrapped up in my daughter's father. You know, same story. You know, you grow up without the love of your father, and, you know, that typical. So you're looking for love in all the wrong places. So you tend to make the wrong decisions. You tend to choose wrong, and, you know, got in a relationship with my daughter's father. Wound up getting pregnant. So long story short, I had 2 children at the time. I know I wanted to be a nurse, and I was like, I'm just going to apply for college. Okay? So I applied for college, got accepted, was able to get financial aid, started going to college. And like I said, it was extremely difficult because where I live now is in Niagara Falls. I'm originally from New York City. So when I came to Niagara Falls, I didn't know anybody. Okay, the only people that I knew was my daughter's father's family. Okay, and it just wasn't, you know, I really didn't have a support system at all. Okay, so no support system at the time. 2 small children. Okay, got me a little vehicle. I mean, and when I tell you it was a bucket, it was a bucket. Okay, it was a hoopty, whatever you want to call it. It got me from A to B. It had a lot of problems, but I tried to make it work. Tried to find babysitters, relied on my daughter's father's family. Sometimes they would help me out, but when I tell you the struggle was real. However, my desire to become a nurse was a little bit stronger than the problems I was going through. Okay, so there was plenty of times that I was like, I wanted to give up and just throw in the towel, because if anybody knows anything about nursing, when you're in school, there's so much work and so much studying you have to do that, imagine you're working, going to school, trying to take care of your kids, and then you're up until 3, 4, 5 in the morning, and you got to turn around and do it again. You got to go to clinical real early in the morning, an hour from where you live, no sleep, you know, all that. But anyway, the funniest thing is, I told you I had a hoopty, had a bucket. This is the time I was really getting ready to throw in the towel, which I wind up not. But so my car had a hole. It was a hole in my gas tank. Okay, so every time I drove, gas spilling out of my car, and like I said, I had to drive almost a half an hour away to go to school. Half an hour, yeah, about a half hour, and money was tight. Had to drive a half an hour away. Every time I put gas in my car, the gas was leaking out. Disaster. I didn't have money to pay for it. So I'm like, you know what? Forget this. I'm not going to school. It is what it is. I'm just about to get on welfare and keep doing what I'm doing, just working. Something in me just kept pushing me, kept pushing me, kept pushing me. You know, and I believe in God. I believe in God, and I believe that God works with you, and I believe that God will meet you where you are. Okay, so car was messing up. I mean, to the point where it started becoming dangerous. Obviously, you got gas leaking from your gas tank. It's dangerous. Okay, so I'm like, okay, I don't have the money to take care of this. I'm gonna just, keep trying to put gas in it and just drive. Okay, obviously, that was expensive too. You got gas coming out, you got to constantly put gas in. Okay, so it was like a lose-lose situation for me. So anyway, wind up getting lucky and wind up, having someone I can borrow the money from. Wind up getting the car fixed. And it just seemed like with that car, it was one thing after another after another. And so got that fixed. Okay, continued my studies. The heat stopped working. I mean, every couple weeks it was something, because the car was just old. It was old. I think it was like, I want to say it was like a Nissan Sentra or something. Oh. So, anyway, the moral of the story is I kept driving that bucket until I couldn't drive it anymore. Okay? I wound up graduating school for nursing in 2005. And when I tell you, it was the most amazing feeling after having to fight so hard to receive my degree in something. It was the most amazing feeling ever. And it was something that no one could take away from me. Okay, that's why I always encourage my kids. I always tell them, listen, education is something that no one can ever take away from you, okay? Knowledge is something that no one can ever steal from you. So, make sure you continue your education, continue studying, finding out, what's going on in the world, and just knowing, having the knowledge of things. So, needless to say, I graduated, and I remember the day I remember being on food stamps at the time, and I remember once I graduated calling my welfare worker and telling her that I graduated school, I was going to be starting to work as a nurse. And I remember her saying, congratulations, you don't have to be on the system anymore. For some reason, I never was on welfare, like full-fledged welfare, but I did receive food stamps. But I remember her saying, congratulations, you no longer need us. And I was thinking like, huh, them $600 in stamps sure was coming in handy though, But, so, she pretty much told me, obviously, the next month I wouldn't be receiving anything depending on my income, this, that, and the third. And so, it just was such a great feeling of accomplishment for me. I soon after started working as a graduating nurse, and then I took my boards, and, that's when I really landed my career as a nurse. And I say that to say, once again, anything you want, anything you put your mind to, okay, if you really want it, it's going to take persistence. There's going to be, days that you wake up and you feel like you just want to throw in the towel. You feel like you don't want to go on. You feel like, fuck this, I just don't feel like doing it. It's too much. It's too hard. But at the end of the day, you have to let your desire, your ambitions, your motivation supersede what you're going through now. Because a lot of times what you're going through now, is really nothing compared to where you are going to be. Okay? And I'm definitely preaching to the choir, because I just got through telling you guys that, lately I've been discouraged, and, we have been busy as well, but we have been discouraged as far as doing videos, coming up with ideas and things of that nature. So I'm preaching to the choir now too. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible, especially when, excuse me, I feel like I'm coming down with something. Especially when the odds are stacked against you. Okay, the odds were stacked against me when I was going to school for nursing. I had two small children. I was in a place that I had no family, no support. I was a single mom. I had broken up with my daughter's father. I had a car that was not reliable. I had my babysitters were unreliable. I mean, the odds were stacked up so high against me where anybody would be like, forget this, I'm just not doing it. But my determination to try to become something and to try to elevate above where I was so high that every obstacle, everything that was thrown at me, I just kept pushing past it and pushing past it and pushing past it until I was able to see a light at the end of the tunnel. And also, a lot of times when you're in the fire and you're going through things like that, you know, I'm a firm believer in God, you know, just sending you help, sending you help, sending you this person, blessing you with this. Maybe it might be an unexpected check, or, you know, just different things like that, because he sees your determination and he keeps his word, you know. And in his word it says, if you're faithful over small things, he'll make you ruler over many. You know, basically just meaning, as long as you're loyal and dedicated to the small things that you're doing now, he has to keep his promise that he is going to bless you with things that are greater. So yeah, so that's, you know, pretty much my story time. Once again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Pizza's good. You guys have any other questions? Drop it down in the comments. Also, drop it down in the comments if you guys have any situations kind of like mine where, you know, the odds were stacked up against you. You felt like you wanted to throw in the towel, and you just kept going. And because you kept going, you pretty much got to the outcome that you were reaching for. Okay? So drop that down in the comments and let me know. Once again, Niecy, Swirl Game, and I'm out.